Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I'm Shekhar Gupta at Chennai's RKM grounds. And my guest today, somebody, frankly, who I think is the best spin bowler in the world, but somebody who himself might be too modest to admit that. Ravichandran Ashwin,
Thank
welcome
you,
to
sir.
Walk the Talk.
Nice to be here. Nice to be here. I don't know. I mean, honestly, that's a big hap on my honor because to be the best spinner on the world is something that I've always wanted to be. But I'm not there yet, I reckon. I think the wheel keeps reinventing itself, and one fine day I'll surely get there. But at this point of time, I'm very happy to be at least contemplated for being the number one in the world.
Survey the spin scene in the world right now. Look at your contemporaries.
It's quite interesting the way spin bowling has actually panned out in the last 4 or 5 years, ever since I made my debut for India.
Right.
When I made my debut for India, Graham Swan is still around. I thought he was the best spin bowler in the world, and then on. Yes, of course, the best finger spin bowler that you can ask for. But I generally felt in this era, over the last decade, I think he's easily been the best spin bowler. Graham Swan, without a doubt. And there are other few spin bowlers that have come through. Unfortunately, Yasir Shah has been banned for some reason now, but Yasir Shah has been a very, very good bowler for Pakistan over the last year or two. I think another spin bowler who is my fellow counterpart is another off spinner, Nathan Lyon. Over the last couple of years, he's been splendid as well. He's worked on his bowling, and whatever you can ask for as a spin bowler has come into his repertoire over the last year or so.
He did perform well against us.
He did. He won the test match for them at Adelaide. So yes, it is a big achievement, and the amount of cricket he plays in Australia, and especially on those wickets. And yes, the Australian wickets have slowed down over the year or so, but I think he's still bowling really, really well. And even against the Kiwis and the West Indies in the latest Test series, he's been going pretty well.
So what is it that you find so good about Graham Swan? I know that you call him the best spin bowler you've seen.
I think it's just the simplicity in his action. He's able to repeat the same kind of balls again and again. And if you may ask any of the old spin bowlers, they might tell you that it's the repetitive pressure on the batsman that gets them out, and not just one particular delivery. So he was able to consistently drift the ball in, get the ball to drop on the batter, and just the beautiful action that he had that enabled him to do this day in and day out, and that's what makes him special and stand out from other spin bowlers.
And how would you look at Monty Panesar? Because those two bowled against us and did very well.
Monty has got one of the most strongest actions in world cricket, and he's not yet done, so let's not put him behind us. But I think in that particular series, he showed what he was capable of. Yes, there was some turn on offer for him, but I think he's got a very, very good, strong action, which I think as a spin bowler, the most important thing that you should be able to do is repeat one particular skill day in and day out. And even if you're woken up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the night, you should be able to bowl the ball on length with a very, very neat and simple action.
So what is it that you bowl day in and day out?
I've bowled quite a few things over the last few years, and I've received quite a bit of flack for that. And honestly, I think I've been on a journey where I'm looking to discover myself, and the journey will continue over the next few years as well, I'm very sure. And there's only one thing that I firmly believe in cricket and in life. There is no room for stagnation. You can't afford to sit on your laurels and say, okay, this has gone well for me and I will continue to do this even if somebody tells me that's wrong. So from that angle, if somebody comes up to me and tells me that you can improve here and there, I'm always open with all ears, and I try and execute whatever is possible for me.
So what did you do right when you came on the scene, and what did you do wrong, and what have you fixed?
Over a period of time, there have been a lot of things that have gone wrong. When I came in, actually when I started playing cricket, I bowled with a very, very simple and a clean. I mean, in an off-spinner sense, it was a very simple action. And that's what got me to play first-class cricket. That's what got me to play for the IPL. That's what got me to play for the country. And
in fact, you were picked for the country without having played too much first-class cricket.
Actually, that's on the contrary, I would say, because I'd played about 4 first-class seasons before I even played the IPL. So I think I was about 35 first-class matches old when I played for the country, if not a little bit more. And
for a spinner in India,
maybe not more, but I mean, if I had played 100 first-class matches, I would have been 30 before I made my debut. So I mean, I honestly don't know, but I think I made my debut for India at quite the right time. Some people get there early, some people get there a little late, but I was very, very lucky enough to get there, I thought, at the right time. And in the international cricket that I've played, I made quite a few errors. I've played with my action a little bit, and I think that all those different variations that I've tried has been a journey where I could actually get to being the best that I can be.
So were you trying too many variations?
Not necessarily. I just had a couple of variations. In between, I had lost some of my skill that I possessed. I used to have a very good arm ball, and which completely disappeared for a year or two because of my wrong wrist position. And these are not things that I did with my complete awareness. I mean, it just missed out. When you play so much of cricket, there is every possibility that you lose things here and there. And all the best cricketers in the past would be able to tell you that bad habits creep into
Will
your
you
game.
show us how does it work?
So,
This position for the arm ball.
The basic arm ball, the seam position needs to stick out like this and
Right.
goes towards the second slip, and it swings out in the air. And
Right.
that's a bit of a weapon. It's a lost art now, and most of the finger spinners aren't able to bowl a good arm ball.
It's not a dusra, but it still
No, it's
goes away.
it's just a nice little outswinger that goes out from your hand, and it is a ball that's made for an orthodox left arm spinner and an off spinner, and you don't have to really change much in your action. It's just the wrist that goes behind the ball, and it just backspins behind the ball for you to just get a little bit of swerve on the ball. And because my wrist was going all over the place, although I was trying the ball used to shape out really badly, and it never came out right. And to fix that, it took me a year or two. Although I knew the problem, the solution was in someone else's hand. Somebody who's with experience has to come in and tell me.
So who was that?
And fortunately enough, everything fell in place. The pieces fell in place. I was out of Test cricket for a year or just over a year probably, and along in walked Ravi Shastri and Bharat Arun to the Indian team. And in as much as they were giving me a little bit of sympathy for not playing, they were brutally honest in conveying the message what they thought was right for me. And when we were continuing all these bowling and the changes that they had implanted on me and what they thought was right, this was just a part of rediscovering myself. And to get through that journey, they were a very pivotal part. But I thought, in as much as them being pivotal, in being more understanding and more resolute in trying to grasp what they said was very important in the journey.
So Johannesburg was a big setback in your life.
It seems so now. When I finished the Joburg test, I didn't think it was such a setback. I hadn't gone wicketless in too many test matches before that, probably once in Sydney. And when I went wicketless in Sydney, I was dropped for the next game. When I went wicketless in Johannesburg, I was dropped for the next game again. So there was one thing clear for me. The world is not made for failures. So it had to be for successful people. And I took it in the journey. I took it on the chin and I went on with it.
So what exactly happened in Johannesburg? It was the same batsman you were bowling at this time.
See, obviously, I mean, to be very honest, I think the wickets in India spun a little more. Yes, there is more help for you, but it happens everywhere, doesn't it? Jimmy Anderson gets wickets at Headingley and Trent Bridge, and likewise, I did get wickets in India. But I'm a far better bowler than I was when I was in Johannesburg, and that needs to be. I mean, you need to be very honest in assessing yourself. And
Because that was quite a remarkable day of cricket. So was it the pitch? Was it the quality of batsmanship? Was it luck?
I mean,
did we get rattled?
No, I don't think we got rattled, honestly. I think what could have gone right was the fact that if we had an extra bowler, we might have had more rest for the fast bowlers. We didn't have that for a start. And what happens especially at Wanderers, not in Johannesburg, at Wanderers, certain kind of wickets around the world stick the same way. So the wicket had a bit of grass when it started. Then it started to spin a wee bit. I mean, it didn't spin a lot actually. No, I don't think the spinners got any wickets at all in the test match. But on the final day, the grass on the wicket started coming up a little bit. And whenever it gets sunk in and it starts coming out a little bit, and when the grass comes from underneath, it's generally dry grass and it helps the ball to skid on better to the bat. It didn't seam around a lot. And I did a bit of controlling job. I thought I bowled 38 overs for 67 runs. And obviously created a couple of opportunities, didn't go my way. I think the stars were not on my side.
So when you came on the scene, were you influenced by Ajanta Mendes?
I wasn't influenced by Ajanta Mendes, but I was definitely inspired by Ajanta Mendes because we play a lot of cricket in Chennai, especially club cricket. We have a lot of 30-over tournaments, and there was this one Sri Lankan side that came to play a 30-over competition in Chennai. And I happened to accidentally jump into Ajanta Mendes, who was able to bowl every single ball. He bowled the carom ball, he bowled the googly, bowled the off spin. I mean, you name it, he bowled it. And the coach of the Sri Lankan team came down to our spin bowling coach, V.V. Kumar, and wanted to show him what Ajanta Mendes was about.
V.V. Kumar was a great bowler.
He was a great, of course. He was a spin bowling coach at TNC then.
Yeah, I mean, he just got caught in that situation where we already had 4 spin bowlers.
Fair enough. I mean, I think he has about more than 500 wickets, first class wickets.
He, Shivalkar, Rajendra Goyal, all these guys.
Rajendra Goyal from Rajasthan, wasn't he?
Haryana.
Okay, yeah. So basically, when I saw Ajanta Mendes, I play a lot of tennis ball cricket in Chennai, And playing tennis ball cricket was actually everything in my life at one stage. And I used to bowl the knuckle ball really well, which is now named as the carom ball. It's called the Sudoku in Chennai.
Chennai, yes.
And I play tennis. I mean, I used to play tennis ball cricket for fun, and people used to call me to go and play because I really added value then. And in a cricket ball, I never thought I could just squeeze the ball. The advantage you have with a tennis ball is that you can squeeze it within your palm and your fingers and then release the ball, which gives a lot more rotations on the ball. So when I saw Ajanta Mendes, I was quite inspired. I went back, I told my dad about what I saw in this fellow, and my dad actually told me, why don't you give it a try? Then first I initially dismissed him, which like I always do. Whenever somebody comes with a criticism or an new assessment of what my bowling can be like, I generally dismiss it, because I think if I enable them to talk, they'll keep talking more and more. So I went back to my room, gave it a nice thought, and from the next day I started bowling it for about 2 years.
A carom ball.
Yeah, the carom ball. I used to bowl with the cricket. I tried with the cricket ball the very next day.
How does it work? Show us.
So basically it's like using a carom striker. So you strike the striker like that, and so you hold the ball between your middle finger and your index finger, and your ring finger covers the middle finger over like this. So you just use the middle finger to strike it like this, and depending on how many rotations you want to put on the ball, you use the index finger. So you can do that, or you can release the index finger and let the ball go slower with your middle finger.
But batsmen can read it.
Of course they can read it. It's got only two paths. It's either going to spin out or it's going to stand its
No,
line.
but batsmen can read it off your hand, because batsmen can see your finger.
It's a different
can
release.
conceal it?
It's a different release. There have been people who told me you can pick it. It's not like quite the dusra and all that. But what I feel is it's up to me to release the ball. The batsman has to contend with it. And in as much as you can say I'm going to bowl the off spin, still batsmen get out of the off spin. So I don't really see a point in batsmen judging it or whatever it is. I think at the end of the day, the batsman needs to counter it with a ploy.